Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. The Honorable Mrs. Diana S. I'm home as a lecturer KSBI II course, and all of my friends who watch our presentation today. We are from Group 9, and the topic of our discussion today is family, gender, and generations. So, before we start to the material, let's us introduce ourselves. My name is Riana Anugrah, and then
I'm Tantri Kirana Anbarani.
My name is Nida Aditya S.
Nashwa Afifa.
Okay, and next we have four subjects for today. The first is marriage, the second one is everyday family life, the third one is Muslims women, and the last one is Muslim men and masculinities. So the first material is about marriage. Okay, conduct and the roles and the responsibilities pertaining to the marriage and the family life are discussed extensively in the Quran and Hadith, often with the reference of the household of the Prophet Muhammad. According to the Gilead Ray 2010, chapter 134, also marriage is a social and religious contract in Islam rather than a sacrament in Netherlands, has profoundly spiritual dimensions, particularly relating to the processions and the raising of children. Marriage in Islam is a solemn civil contract between a man and a woman. And then the manner in which marriage are enacted depends on the cultural tradition of the family as well as the legal process, but the majority of the British Muslim marry within their own ethnic groups. Some are choosing Islamic marriage rather than arranged ones, which is the focus being the couple's shared religious and values identity, and the prenuptial process that is chaperoned and halal. There are some common assumptions made about Muslim marriage by outsiders. There is that all marriage are arranged and or forced. It is easy for a Muslim man to divorce his wife, and that polygamy is widely approved by Ahmad 2012, chapter 193 until 94, and Grillo 2015, chapter 3. Thus are changed with minority families displaying a range of attitudes towards marriage, cohabitations, parenthood, gender, domestic responsibilities, and intergenerational relations. Next, the material. Nashwa, please.
Everyday family life, Islamic art, and archetypes, religious studies, and recitation of the Quran are used to reinforce self-conscious Muslim identity and a sense of God consciousness. Some Muslim homes have separate space for men and women, but self-segregation is only practiced in the presence of visitors who are not close family relatives. Women of all ages occupy public space, including universities, workplaces, shopping malls, and mosques. The home is also a prayer space and a place for learning the Quran and observing Ramadan and festival. British Muslim relax at home and in various activities such as cooking, playing games, and watching TV.
From the perspective from the perspective of religion teachings, Islam emphasizes the spiritual equality of men and women, though in different deities, their roles and responsibilities. Gilead Ray to 2010.2007. Muslim women in the UK continue to be less economically active than men, although their participation in the labor market is increasing, according to the 2011 population census. When compared with all women in England and Wales, fewer Muslim women of all age were in employment. In most cases, whether they work or not, Muslim women are charged with maintaining the home and the family culture and religion tradition. As a growing number of women go out to work, however, older relatives often step in to assist with childcare and nature. Given the male dominance of Moscow, Muslim women have organized separately, often in one another's homes, to pray, read, or celebrate together, or to do charitable work. Female members of the first 28 family, gender, and generation Muslim and Islam is the UK generation, for example, prayed at home or in the homes or relatives or friends. Muslim women vary by ethnic background, country of birth, length of stay in the UK, sectarian identity, education, and age, but they have all been subjected to a process of labeling and stigmatization which masks their difference. This has often been focused around the hijab, headscarf, and niqab pass fail. The hijab acquired new meanings for Muslim women in UK after after 9/4/11, with some deciding to wear it as an act of solidarity or defiance, and others as an outward expression of their religiosity, and times against the judgment of more cautious or less religious family members. British Muslim women civil society activism has to be understood within the context of public discourse about Muslim women's oppression, as well as government policies on counter-extremists, both of which contribute to, shaping Muslim women's agenda, attitudes, and willingness to engage publicly.
Okay, the next is about Muslim men and masculinities. By comparison with British women, the issue of British Muslim men and masculinity is under research. Muslim women and children were marked out in the literature, but men were not. With greater academic awareness of gender issues, this has begun to change. However, it has resulted in an uneven picture emerging in which young Muslim men and masculinities have received some attention, but older men have not. A common stereotype has the sight young Muslim men as a member of gangs. These are youth wielding weapons, alienated with their families, their communities, and their wider societies. Despite this, being part of their own self-description, young Muslims are aware that this is a stereotype which takes no account of the difference between them and incorporates other negative identities: Muslim extremists, Muslim gangsters, Muslim drug dealers. As in all social groups, there are some individuals who are drawn into gangs and other criminal networks who commit offenses, hold extreme views, act violently, or even participate in terrorism. A number are arrested and convicted. Some serve jail term. However, in the light of commonly held stereotypes of young Muslim men, it's important to get this into proportions. Taking the present context as an example, at the end of 2015, half of the inmates in England and Wales identified themselves as Christians, 30% as no religions, just under 15% as Muslims, and the remainder as other religion. Whilst the proportion of Muslim prisoners is increasing and is high compared to the percentage of Muslims and population as a whole, about one-third of Muslim prisoners are not British nationals, and the total includes a number who convert to Islam during their time in prison. Furthermore, only a very small minority of Muslim prisoners have been convicted of offenses relating to terrorism. The changing nature of young Muslims' needs and interests, for example, their use of English over and above community languages, and their turn from ethnocentric to Islamic identities, has also influenced their patterns of association and identity formation, whether this relates to street culture, new Islamic reform movement and charities, alternative art space, or university societies. Their approach to Islam differs to that their parents. The individual quests to find an authentic and culturally unadulterated form of Islam and Islamic identity has come to the fore, and the transmission of religious knowledge between peers and university as a context for discussing Islam has increased in importance.
So that's all the presentation for a group 9. Thank you for your attention and for your watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.